Hello everyone, it's Jenifer Miller from Bella Rain Jewelry Company for Jesse James Beads. And what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking some beads from the mini mix of Free Spirit from the Modern Bohemian Magical Mystery Bead Box for the month of May from Jesse James Beads. We're also going to be using the triangle frame from the Good Vibes mix. We're going to be using the chain that was also included in the box. What we are going to do is we are going to take these beads, form them into the triangle, and then turn that into a beautiful pendant. You're going to need some chain nose pliers, some cutters, and optional second pair of pliers to help with forming the wire around the frame. Other supplies that you're going to need is you will need some 26 or 24 gauge wire. I am using the 26 gauge wire from Bead German style wire. You're also going to need some jump rings and a lobster clasp or whichever type of closure you want for your necklace. With your 12 inches of wire, the first thing you want to do is you want to secure the wire to your blank or frame. The way to do that is to hold your wire and wrap it around one of the sides of the blanks. And what you can do is you can grab your chain nose pliers to help get that nice, tight, secure wrap around the blank. After you have 3 wraps, I'm going to trim this off, but just a little bit more so that it fits inside of the blank. So I'm going to come out just a few millimeters. With my chain nose pliers, I'm going to form that around the blank, push up to the top, and grab your first bead. We're going to first start with this little brown bead here. And I believe there's 10 maybe in the mix. And I am just forming it inside the blank. And I want this bead to almost sit up at the very top in the corner. And I'm going to wrap around 2 times. And I'm being very careful not to kink up my wire. And I'm going to go around once. And after I go around the second time, I'm not too worried about the spacing, but you can push the wire up with your finger. You can also use your chain nose pliers, but we will have plenty of time to fix that up at the end. I want to end with my wire coming through the center of the blank. And now moving on to the next bead. I included this little gold spacer just to add a little bit of a little bit of a different look with having a metal bead mixed in with all these other beads. And I am just forming that around the blank, keeping a nice tight fit. And I'm not pulling on the wire too hard to where I am warming up the wire to make it brittle. And once I have my 2 wraps around, this is what you're going to have. Now I'm going to grab the next 2 beads, which is going to be my orange bead and my little cloudy bead. And I'm going to thread both of those onto my wire. And bring that all the way down to the end. And now forming that around the blank with the wire. And again, you could very easily move your beads around after we're done, or you can adjust as you're going along, making sure that you end with your wire coming out of the front. Again, I'm only doing 2 wraps each time around. The next set of beads are going to be another one of those little tiny brown beads. and one of the rondelles. You can change up the order of the beads. I chose this one here, those two together, just because the little white bead is a little bit bigger than the orange bead, and it just added a little bit of a balance. And now I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around, making sure that I'm not kinking my wire, nor am I warming my wire. And after I go around twice, and my wire's coming up from the front, I'm going to grab now the long bicone. The long bicone I added here at the bottom just to add a little bit more texture, and it is all by itself. And I'm going to bring that all the way down, and then wrap it around twice. And again, you can adjust things around after you're all wire wrapped, and just get two nice, good, tight wraps. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit because I want it to be a little on the angle. Then we're going to grab one of the wood beads, the little tiny orange bead, and one of these little small barrel beads, cathedral cut. We're going to bring those down to the bottom and make sure we have a nice tight wrap around that one end here. Hold with your fingers, and here at the bottom, we're going to wrap around 3 times. So we're going to wrap once, and there's twice. Again, just being very careful not to get the wire kinked. And then one last time is going to end here in the back, and we're going to give it a little trim, just a couple of millimeters in, so that we can finish this off on the inside. Now that you have that all finished, you can come back in, and if you want to clean up and bring your wires closer together, you can, and you can start adjusting around. So for this, I want those wires to be a little separated. I want that wire to be a little separated. And there is your finished pendant. The last thing we need to do is add it to our chain. And we're going to do that with using an oval jump ring. And I'm going to open up my jump ring from front to back and add it to my chain. I want it to flow freely through the chain, so I am not going to insert that through a link. I'm going to get that nice and tight and closed. Here is our finished necklace. Be sure to go check out jessiejamesbeads.com and the Magical Mystery Bead Box to go get your own subscription. And don't forget to watch us on May 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where Sarah, Jem, myself, and Stacy will be doing an unboxing and creating live with the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Thank you.